Today, we're going to take a look at the all-new 2019 Hyundai Elantra GT Sport N Line. It's actually out here. We're in Mojave, California. Came out to a special event, and it's snowing out here. So it's a mess, but here's the car. You're getting a revised front end, so you get a lower spoiler. You actually get real active brake ducts, LED lights up front, LED tail lights. You get black mirror caps, a nice big panoramic sunroof on the fully loaded model, which is optional, a nice spoiler out back, diffusers, and this is the new N Line badge, folks. So it's a 5-door hatch. Kind of sits in the competition with like a Volkswagen GTI or a Honda Civic hatchback. I think they did a really nice thing with the design, but since we're getting snowed on so much, let's get in the car and we'll take it out for its first drive. So driving this new Elantra GT N Line around town, it's actually really nice. I have the car set in its sport mode. It has normal and sport, and it's quiet, it's comfortable. All the touch points are really nice. You got this nice leather wrapped steering wheel and shift knob. You got all your amenities with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You got dual zone automatic climate control, heated and cooled seats. You have safety tech, which includes this really nice adaptive cruise control, which it's great on road trips, but I'm telling you, if you've never used one of these and you live in a city and you're commuting in Los Angeles on the 405 or a similar area, you just set that cruise control and it just accelerates and brakes as the traffic just constantly is stopping and going. Really nice feature. The gauges are really well laid out. You got a nice big tach and speedometer, a little multi-informational display in the middle to give you things like MPG, your trip odometer, or if you like, a digital speedometer, which I've kind of grown attached to. The nice big numbers on the digital speedometer almost negate needing to have the analog dial speedometer. But it's a really nice ride. It does well. Let's go up here and we'll do a little pass around traffic and see how she picks up. So hitting the gas. And yeah, she just takes off. She goes. You get a nice amount of engine noise, but it's more, I'd say it's definitely, it shows its roots that this is, first and foremost, it was developed off of a passenger car platform for just an average everyday driver, and this is more of a hopped up or spiced up version of it to kind of get you into that beginning stages of a nice sporty car. And I actually think it even exceeds that a little bit. It feels really nice. The suspension is nice and taut. It's not too firm. You go over like these expansion joints that we just went over there, and while you know you went over it, it's not jarring. It's not hard on you, so it feels really good. I measured the interior road noise as I was doing 65 down the freeway, and it was at 71, 72, so it sounds actually pretty quiet on the inside. Most of the noise is road tire noise. Alright, so 2019 Elantra GT Sport N Line. Let's see how this is first drive. Gonna merge here onto the highway. Let's see how she does. Got her in regular mode. At 60. Nice acceleration on that. It cruises really smoothly. The ride is what I would term as sporty. It's a taut kind of suspension. I wouldn't really call it firm. It's not jarring over this like a concrete highway, which usually a lot of times will give you a lot of bumps, but it feels really nice. So now we're in the Elantra GT Sport N Line, manual transmission, and we're about to take this on the little autocross circuit here. So we'll wait our turn and we'll come right back. Back to the driver's seat. My name's Rodney. Today I'm going to do a guest review of the new 2019 Hyundai Elantra GT Sport N Line. So this car is basically the top grade sports model of the Honda Elantra GT. It's a 5-door hatchback. This is its second year of production and the first year for the new N Line. So we got our little N Line badge back here. And some of the differentiators on this vehicle versus the base Elantra is you're going to get these diffusers out back, kind of a little chrome accent, dual exhaust. You're going to get a spoiler. You're also going to get upgraded wheels and tires. You're getting full LED headlights and taillights. The blinkers are down below. You get this front lip spoiler. And this one is the top of the range with all the options, so you're going to also get this panoramic sunroof. Now out back, this is the reason why you buy the hatch, is for the extra storage space. And you'll see you get a fair amount of room back here. The seats do fold down, a 60-40 split. And then this floor also raises up so you can make it level. But it's a good amount of storage. Now hopping inside the vehicle, you got keyless entry. We've got power windows. The driver is automatic up down, power mirrors, power driver's seat, and you got these nice leather sports seats with red stitching. And then we also get the embossed N logo right there. And then coming around, taking a seat inside the car. The basic infotainment, or the upgraded infotainment in this one, has pretty much everything. So you're getting nav, you're going to get Apple CarPlay, satellite radio, Android Auto. So a nice full setup. It also comes with dual automatic climate control. heated and cooled seats. And you get this nice leather shift knob, automatic shift knob in the ends. I think it actually looks really good. You got like some of this brushed aluminum on top. And you can see it has a manual mode if you slide over. And we also get these really nice paddles. The center instrument cluster is nice and clear. So viewing it from the driver's seat, it actually looks really good. You got two very clear instrument clusters up here with both the tach and the speedometer, and then we also have a digital information display in the middle. So we got different pieces of information from mileage, trip, timers, digital speedometer. Up top, our mirror has home link buttons, the SOS system, and then Hyundai's Blue Link. Over here we got a sunglass holder, a couple map lights, sun visors, and then this is really nice for such a small car, is this huge panoramic sunroof. Just behind the shifter, we're going to have an electronic parking brake with an auto hold function. Got two cup holders that have a cover, which is kind of nice. Center armrest with a small center storage. And then we also have some more storage over here in the glove box, as well as in the doors. Another nice interior treatment is you get these nice kind of like red, it's almost like an anodized metal, anodized aluminum look treatment around these rings. And last year, there was no N Line, but there was a GT Sport, which is this is now replaces. But they were putting the red around the center, and I think there was some more over here, and maybe even down below. But this year they kind of cut it out, and you just get the red over there, and I kind of think it looks better. It's a little bit more subdued, not so in your face, but still gives you just enough red accent to make the interior sporty. Now getting into the back seat, I'm 5'6", so this is where the seat's set for me. And obviously for me, I've got tons of room in here. But this is probably a suitable size car for average size adults. If you're really tall, over 6 feet, then maybe this back seat would get really crammed. This seat over here is further back. And I'll show you when I go over here, and I'm only 5'6", then, right, my knees are touching. So if you're really tall, the back seat's gonna be a little bit more cramped. Also, we get rear air vents in the back, and we have some more of this red anodized trim. Still have the leather seats with the stitching. Also getting grab handles up above and some courtesy lights. Overall, a really nice interior in this Elantra GT N Line. So in closing, getting a chance to come out here to Mojave, California today with Hyundai to test drive both this new 2019 Elantra GT N Line as well as the 2019 Veloster N. It's a really neat experience. We got to take them out on the track, we got to drive them around in the city streets and really put them through their paces. They even had the race car drivers that are racing for Hyundai out here take you around in a test lap in their race car, so that was pretty exciting. But back to this car, the Elantra GT N Line. I think this is a really unique car. It's kind of a sleeper. No one knows about it. You're out there shopping for GTIs and Honda Civic turbo hatchbacks, and this is kind of the one that no one knows about. I highly encourage that if you haven't checked it out, go out there and check it out. You may be surprised. There's a lot of feature content in here, from ventilated seats and Apple CarPlay and power seats to panoramic moonroofs that make this really, really appealing. Now, this is not a competitor to the Veloster N. That Veloster N is pretty darn impressive. But if you want to see more about that, go back to the channel and check us out. We should have a video coming up any day now with the Veloster N as well. Thanks again, guys, for watching. My name's Rodney. I'm doing this guest shoot here on the driver's seat. So if there's things you want to see, things I didn't cover, questions you have, leave them in the comments below and I'll try and answer your questions. Thanks everybody, have a great one. So underneath the hood, we have a turbocharged 1.6 liter turbo, putting out 195 foot-pounds of torque and 201 horsepower, driving that to the front wheels. Today, we're going to take a quick look at the 2019 Hyundai Veloster N. Now this is an all-new model, and this is Hyundai getting into the small, compact sports performance game. Now I'm out here in Mojave, California today. Came out for a special event to test drive the new Hyundai Elantra GT N Line. But this is actually the Veloster N. We got a chance to take it around the autocross circuit and actually got to go for a ride with one of Hyundai's race car drivers and got to experience the car a little bit for ourselves. I'm not able to do a full review because we can't take it out on the street today. This is just a track event, but it's a really nice looking car. If you're like me, I was excited about the Civic Type R when they were talking about it coming out, but I wasn't really happy with the looks. I'm a little older, and so for me, the looks were just a little bit too crazy. This is actually really nice. It's subtle but aggressive. So different from the regular Veloster up front, you're getting these red accents down below and the nice lip spoiler. You're getting these big functional brake air intakes off to the side, full LED headlights. This is the performance pack, so we're getting the 19-inch wheels. We got their upgraded brakes, front and back. See the little N logo on there? You get a side spoiler, you get a rear spoiler, we get a rear diffuser, we get these two huge exhaust pipes coming out the back, and then of course, the new N logo. Now if we open up the back, you can see there's a fair amount of space. It goes down pretty darn deep. So for a small little car like this, which is somewhere between a 2-door and a 4-door, because it has 3 doors, it's actually pretty sizable for this class. So we got this one door over here, and if you'll notice where it comes to, right here, and you got this small back window. And now if we go around to the other side, we get 2 doors. So this door is a little bit shorter up front. Now underneath the hood of this Veloster N, we got the 2-liter turbo, putting out 250 horsepower and 260 foot-pounds of torque. And if you add the performance pack, it's going to bump the horsepower up to 275, torque stays the same. This is actually mated to a 6-speed manual transmission, and power is being driven through the front wheels. Now an important thing to note about this new Hyundai N, since it's all new, a lot of people may be asking themselves, what exactly am I supposed to expect from this car? And well, we sat down with Hyundai and we talked to them this morning about it, and they were really trying to build on the Hyundai brand, where you're getting a lot of value, a lot of quality, and now they want to add in performance. So it's not just extra horsepower, we're getting bigger brakes, we've got an electronic LSD up front, we've got an adaptive suspension system, we've got steering that has been recalibrated for the sports, we got bigger springs, or stiffer springs, and increased strength and rigidity to the roll bars, as well as making them a little bit thicker. So there's a lot that's been done to this car to make it a performance car. And this is actually a car that Albert Bierman had his handprints on. And if you don't know who that is, just Google him. He used to be the guy who headed up BMW's M division. So having somebody of that pedigree over at Hyundai to help them with their performance cars says a lot. Now I got a chance to take this out on the track, and I will tell you, it's impressive. Very impressive. Now this is not going to blow away a Lamborghini or a Porsche, but those cars also don't cost under $30,000. So let's take a quick look inside. We do get comfort access, right? So we can lock the door or unlock it without the key. We get these really nice blue colored seat belts. This baby blue. This is actually the N signature color. And you'll see that color follows along again on the inside, where we're getting our drive mode buttons. You also get a nice big infotainment screen. We got automatic climate control, manual transmission, a couple cup holders, a small storage cubby, no sunroof to save weight, and a glove box. Got really nice gauges up front. A nice tack off to the left and speedometer off to the right, multi-information display in the middle, and we get the nice N logo in the middle of that RPM gauge. So that's a quick look at the 2019 Veloster N. Now, when Hyundai engineers were putting this car together, they said they were actually looking to achieve 3 different goals. They want to make it fun to drive for someone that just has average driving ability, but they also wanted to create something that they called like a corner rascal. So they wanted to make sure that this car handled amazingly. This is not about putting down the fastest track times, but putting down the most amount of fun. This is meant to be an everyday sports car, not a track car. But amazingly enough, when they engineered it, they also wanted to put in some racetrack capabilities. So you can actually get Pirelli Trofeo R tires from your dealer at Hyundai to put on this car. They also have race pads. And this car got beat on. We were over there all day on this huge autocross track, driving this car around, all of us auto journalists, hammering the throttle, hammering the brakes, one after another all day long, and these brakes didn't fade. So that's pretty impressive. And unlike a lot of cars that have fake vents, these are real vents up here to help cool the brakes as well as bring the air across the side of the car. So if you're in the market for a small compact sports sedan or sports compact hatchback, this may be the one to take a look at. I definitely wouldn't put it off of my list. I would add it and take a look. So if you're in the market for a sport compact hatch, this is definitely one to add to the list. It was fun to drive. The exhaust pops and crackles. You got user settings for steering, acceleration, suspension. So many settings in there that they say you have a total of 1,944 possible configurations. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to come back and check us out again at The Driver's Seat.